So how you doing? It's probably getting really close to Christmas when you're reading this or watching this. Actually, not reading. Um, my project is actually over here on a different monitor because I have a three setup monitor using a Yeti blue microphone. Um, I'll start up the presentation. So, yes, I do allow. So, my name is Richard Whedon. If you look over here, that's me. That's actually my girlfriend. Celebrated 2 years. You don't probably care about that, but my project was on the internet and the web, and there's my name, and this is my logo, which is on every single slide on here. My overview, this is about the internet, the web, how they are connected, and what is the difference, because there actually is a difference. The internet is used to connect computers and other technology from around the world. It allows networks to connect to every other network, and it links more than 100 countries. And in 2011, there were over 2 billion internet users. It started from ARPANET, which today is the Advanced Research Projects Agency Worldwide Area Network. It was established by the U.S. Department of Defense in the 1960s for military research, which was used to connect businesses and government labs across the U.S. Eventually, universities and institutions began to connect to the internet, which is what grew and brought it to what is today. The web, however, was invented in 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee. It was 20 years after the first connection to the internet. So after the U.S. Department of Defense came up with the idea of the internet and it grew, it wasn't until about 20 years later that the World Wide Web was actually invented. Tim actually was proposing many different technologies for them to come up with this idea, and it got rejected, and sooner or later it finally got accepted, which he came up with these three technologies. These three technologies were HTML, URI, not University Round, and HTTP. HTML is the hypertext markup language, which is a hidden code, which is what we use to make websites, which I'll show you later, which was used to make my webpage. URI is the Uniform Research Identifier, which is the types of addresses, like URL, which is www. Whatever, so that way you can put it in the link and it'll bring you to that destination. Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is HTTP, defines how messages are formatted and transmitted. For example, if I put in a thing in a browser, I'd be like, oh, it's looking for this type of information. It takes your information that you're putting in and sends it back. Be like, okay, we're looking for this type of information. Internet versus the web. The internet and web are, yes, two different things. A lot of people say, oh, I'm on the internet, or I'm on a website right now, which is, they say it's basically intertwined, but really they're actually two things that are working together. The internet is a massive network of networks connecting millions of computers globally, from your phones to your now, which we have technology that has watches that have screens on them, so that's also a computer now. Your laptops, your desktops, you name it that has a computer in it, it's getting connected most likely by the internet. Even printers now are all printed wirelessly. The World Wide Web, though, is a way of accessing information over the medium of the internet. If you think about it, the web is a language that the internet uses. It's like you have sound coming out of your mouth, and we use language to decipher that. The internet sends information through internet cables and routers connecting different IP addresses. The information is shown to us with the help of the web. The information is sent in packets, which, if you're wondering what a packet is, it basically takes your, if you have data, and it has a certain number of megabytes, it'll break it down into packets, which each packet has 1,500 bytes each. So if you send something that's larger than that, it'll divide it up into multiple packets. These packets have a header and footer when they're sent, which tells the computer information about the packet, which will be what's its destination, what's the information about, what kind of URL or HTTP is extending it to. These multiple packets also take different routes to make it to their destination. For example, sometimes they'll send it around the world, even though you're sending it across the street to someone else's computer. Why? It's because sometimes when sending information through the internet, it gets blocked because some routes have too much information go through that the packets will take different routes to get to the destination it's assigned to. Now, if some packets get to the destination and they get lost, and another one makes it, the other one will send information with the other IP addresses of how it got there and if it made it, and it'll take the other packets and have them change a different route to get to that destination that they're at. Overall, the internet is the connection of machines and computers, and the web is what brings the machines to life. It's hard to some people to understand that, but it's just like in this picture right here. It's probably my favorite picture of them all that I found that actually explains it, is that the internet down here is just the connecting of computers, when the web is actually connecting the people, because it takes all the information and codes and puts it on our screen for us to read. That is the end of that presentation. But if you come over here, if I bring this over, this is actually the Internet Society organization, which I got some of my information on, which you'll see on the webpage. And they actually do have a huge history of what the internet is, down to, oh my god, it's a lot of information. How it works, what is the internet, the history of the internet. If you go up here and type in my information, which is index right here, it's my homepage. Now, I don't know if you can hear it on the recording or not, but there's actually down here at the bottom of the screen, there is a playlist going which plays music. I actually found that when I was just fiddling around online, found a website that actually lets you put playlists on there, and you can add other URLs to it. The other URLs will take the music from that URL, put it in the playlist, and play it through. For example, this song right now, which is Sweet Emotions. I don't know if you're into that. It's up to you. I mean, I was into it, so I felt like adding it. That's actually from a YouTube video URL. They took and extracts the media, the sound from that, and puts it into the playlist. Now, this is the homepage. The internet and the web are actually two different things. It's basically everything that was just in that PowerPoint explained more on these web pages. For example, the picture again is the huge center point of the whole entire project for me. Helpful links in case you want any more information. Another picture, and down here is the Khan Academy animation, where right now it's all the way to the left because my mouse is over here. Bring it over. And this is actually a little plug, like you're plugging your computer. So as soon as you plug in your computer or plug it into the internet, bam, the internet and the web. Just a little thing. I mean, instead of restarting it, because I didn't like the whole restarting thing, I thought that was just a pain for the person that was actually going to be using this. You just have to move it over and back. If I move it around, it doesn't hook only when it's over it. But, I mean, if you refresh the page and you come back down, it already instantly starts with it already up. So you don't have to worry about that. Down here is actually all the links to every single page that I've made. They're not very long because to be a point, I mean, when I'm going on web pages, I don't want to be sitting there forever looking for one thing. So that's why I have many different buttons for what the person's looking for. This is the contact page. If you click the contact, it brings up here. This is actually a different background than what we had before because it was way too bland and boring. So I actually took a circuit picture and actually made it darker so that way everything else stands out more. This is my contact information, another animation, and actually I'm going to go down here and pause this and play the video. My name is actually Richard Whedon. My project is to do the internet and the web. I like to record gameplay that I do on Xbox 360 and record with my friends. which involves collaboration and working through the internet to talk with other people. So this is an example of one of the videos that I do, but added obviously stuff that needed to be done for the project.
I just got a serious dose of deja vu.
Oh yeah?
Oh.
Ben!
Yeah?
I had that recording, I just did it on the ground and took off.
No.
Yes.
Come here.
Here we go. Nope, didn't work that time.
Oh!
Did you? Oh, you tried it.
I tried it.
Hadouken! Oh!
Ah, didn't do it again.
Almost, Ricky. Almost.
Bait. Bait. Oh! Oh God!
Again?
Gonna have enough speed?
Come at me, bro.
No, I'm not taking off.
Fuck!
Oh!
Ian, cars are...
Okay.
Ricky. Done it? Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Hell yeah!
3 times.
I'll kill them.
Oh, no, not that one. So, I know what you're thinking. Why is this even on here? It has nothing to do with the project, but exactly it does. It's using a different, it's using the Xbox 360, which is a game console, which is another little computer that's made to play video games and decipher those codes. But it's also playing through the internet. Now, all the people that you hear in there, all the things that are moving in there that are not on my screen, like you'd see them moving, but I'm not controlling them. Those are my friends from across the world. Some of them, actually, one of them in there is actually from Canada. Now, there is a delay in voices and stuff, which you don't recognize because we're so used to playing and talking to each other. But that's caused by the internet sending information to and from each other, and then the web deciphering it, so that way it shows up on my screen. That is an example of what this whole entire project is about, and don't want to do an interview because that doesn't really explain anything. If I tell you right now, if someone watches this, they're like, oh, that's pretty cool, but what's so cool about it is that it's actually getting transferred from one person's screen to another person's screen through the internet and getting deciphered by the web. Now, if we go to the contents page, just trying to get through this quick. The contents page just explains what everything is and what page has what. So if you click on the web button, you look at the web right up here. It'll say if you're interested about the web, please click the web button, which is down here. Same with the internet. Internet's down here, more, and the references. If you go to the internet page, you notice that the internet button is not down here. It's because whenever I go to a page and they have all the buttons exactly the same, it bothers the crap out of me, because if you touch it, it's like, oh, I'm already on that page. It's just a waste of time. So if I do this, it just brings me to the next, which then it transfers to the next, so I don't have to worry about going to the same page twice. The internet just explains everything on the slide that I already went over about what the internet is. Same if you go down here on the web, exactly the same thing. It's about the web. Same thing on the slide. More information. What I meant by more information is people want to know what internet was. People want to know what the web was. But this describes how they work together and what is the differences. And on the last page is our references. Our references actually are all the information I got. Other information, if you wanted to continue to do your own research, get more information. I only did the basics because I just like getting down to the point after doing other presentations in other classes, like my writing classes. They say get down to the point, don't even bother about the excess stuff. So if you want any more information, just click on these links and have a wonderful holiday.